What's going on, everybody? It is Monday, so you know why you are here. It's time to answer your questions in another 10-minute mailbag. This is a weekly MLB The Show series on the YouTubes, all about you guys. If you are a commenter, a viewer, a player of MLB The Show, and you have questions about the game, this is where you can get them answered in depth. It's more than just me typing a response in the comments section. It is me addressing you by name and spending a little bit of time talking about your questions. We take 10 minutes here to answer as many as possible, and this week I'm going to try to go for a record in 10-minute mailbag. Usually we answer about 4 questions in that time period. Today I'm going for 7. Yeah, I'm deciding to almost double it. I got a lot of good questions this week. You guys crushed it in last week's video with all the comments, so leave your comments below this video if you'd like a chance to be in next week's installment of the series. Very important programming note for everybody. I just want to thank you all for reaching 1,500 subscribers on the old YouTube channel, kdjTV. If you've yet to subscribe, make sure you do so. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers, and when we hit 2,000 subscribers, I think I might be doing a little bit of a giveaway. I don't know what exactly that giveaway is just yet, but you'll have to be subscribed to be eligible for the giveaway, so you might as well just subscribe right now. All right, let's go get to your questions. As always, homies, we're putting 10 minutes on the clock on the old phone here. There's going to be a little buzzer that sounds at the end when I've reached that time, and hopefully I've answered all 7 questions in that span. I'm not confident. We'll see what we can do. All right, ready? 1, 2. Oh, we should count backwards. Ooh, curveball. Stop it, reverse it. 3, 2, 1. Begin. Our first question today comes from Andrew W. Johnson. Do you think they should change the attributes from 125 to 99? I feel like it's more realistic at 99. Truth be told, I don't know why they went to the 125 scale. I think it's because we're very simple, stupid idiots, and we see 125 and we go, oh wow, holy crap, he hitched a ball far. I don't think we need to have 125. I also don't think it really alters anything. It is just inconsistent with how some attributes like fielding and speed and whatnot max at 99, and all the hitting ones stopping at clutch go to 125. I don't quite know why. I'd love an answer. I'd love if SDS would like to relay that. My thinking is that it just offered them a wider range of outcomes, and it was probably easier for them to code up to 125 rather than code incremental differences stopping at 99, if that makes sense. I don't know the answer to your question, honestly. I do think it's a conversation that should be had just for consistency's sake. It doesn't really impact the game in its totality, but I am semi-confused why it doesn't stop at 99. I know it used to. Thank you for your question, Andrew. Moving on. Bernie Madoff. How are you doing in prison, sir? Whatever happened to evolution cards? I remember pulling rookie Yadier Molina in MLB The Show 16 and getting so hyped to make him into the 99. I miss evolution cards. Those were fun. Evolution cards were banging. I loved evolution. I always thought it had so much potential, and then they just stopped doing it. For those who don't know what evolution cards are, you were, years ago, I think they stopped in 20, maybe? You were given, let's say, like a 74 Jackie Robinson. And to upgrade him to his gold version, then his low diamond, and then his 99 diamond, you had to do all these tasks, missions, moments, things. I really liked that content structure because it actually felt as if I was earning something and upgrading something, and my grind was worth it for cards that I really wanted. I don't know how that works in a sets and seasons content structure. Maybe instead of just giving us all these crap cards throughout the middle of a set in the season, they can just drop a bunch of evolutions early on that take a little bit of time. So during the middle of a set or season, you are unlocking new cards as you go through evolutions. I love evolutions. I don't know what happened to them. I know your question is what happened to them. I have no idea what happened to them. But I love evolution, and I'd love if they came back. It would make me happy because those were fun. Mr. Madoff, thank you, sir. Michael DiMatteo, do you think Sets and Seasons has killed all-time theme teams? To a degree. I think all-time theme teams, generally speaking, from a content structure, for a content creator standpoint, usually don't happen until the end of the game cycle anyway. And when Set 6 comes out, you can use whatever cards you want. So for content creators who do all-time theme teams of certain teams, It's not really killed. For the people who always keep like an all-time Mets team or an all-time Blue Jays team, it turns over every other season because you have cards that phase out. And to that degree, yes, it has killed all-time theme teams. I don't know of anybody per se. Well, maybe I know of like one or two people. I don't know of many people who exclusively use their favorite team's players in ranked. They usually use a God Squad or a mix of, or some cards that they're very good with and enjoy using. But yes, I never really thought of it until you asked the question, because I myself, I don't really use theme teams. I don't use an all-time Yankees team. I don't play around a lot with captains even. But yeah, I mean, for content creators, when Set 6 rolls around, they'll be able to use their theme teams. But for people who just like to fuck around and play with it, it's kind of gone. And it's funny because the whole point of Sets and Seasons was to encourage themed team building. But at the same time, they've also taken that away. Now, of course, a lot of cards are going to get duplicate 99s as future sets come out. So I think SDS's hope is that would alleviate some of those concerns. But I see where you're coming from. Michael, thank you for your questions. You always ask very good questions. It's Blake. What's up? It's Blake. How are you? My name's Kenny. Anyone else think it is absolutely ridiculous that you have to play the event or buy 25,000 stub cards to complete the new program? So here's the thing. I didn't even realize that was a thing until people started complaining about it. And they're rightfully complaining. I'm not saying they're wrong. Oh, we gotta make the static noise go down. I looked at this event, or program rather, as a win. Because the ability to lock in these cards for me was huge, because I didn't want to do any of this. I had the stubs sitting around. I didn't want to do any of this. I effectively just bought my way through the program. I was just looking at it from my vantage point. But I didn't realize that there weren't enough other points available elsewhere for everybody else. I thought this was just an add-on. I assumed, because I didn't go through it, that you could just complete the showdown, complete the conquest, do the moments, do the missions, bingo, bango, bongo, you've done the whole thing. Evidently, I was incorrect. So yes, it's a giant L that it is required that you purchase these cards. Because now, the base rounds are like 30k a pop and the rare rounds are like 100k a pop. I'm pretty sure you have, what'd you say, you have to buy, I think you have to buy 3 base round cards or 1 rare round, I think. You do get 1 for free, so maybe you get lucky and pull Roy Halladay, who's now, oh geez, 144, I was wrong there. But yeah, it's BS. I hope that SDS adjusts that moving forward. I hope that they still maintain the ability to do all these things and finish programs faster if you want to spend stubs. But I hope they make it viable for everyone else who does not have the ability to spend the stubs. I also think I counted wrong, by the way. We don't have 7 questions, we have 6. But still, we're breaking the record today. Here's question 5. Thank you, Blake, for your question. Scott, what has been your favorite moment on this channel so far? It's a phenomenal question. And one I thought about a pretty good amount before recording this video. There are a few milestones that really mean a lot to me. Reaching 1,000 subscribers, not only, obviously, it helped get me monetized, which is cool and potentially nice for my future, but it also just meant that it was validation, like, you guys support me, and I will never be able to express how much that means. So that was really cool. Pushing upload for the first time way back 3 years ago, or whatever it was, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. The video wasn't good, the audio wasn't good, the lighting wasn't good, the content probably wasn't good, but I was so nervous to have something on the internet that lives forever. It's a lot different than Twitch streaming. So that was big for me. But I think the 2 biggest moments happened this year. Well, the 2 other biggest moments that happened this year, along with getting YouTube partner. Having Shlomo Lipitz and having Bob Kendrick on the show, the podcast. Talk about shooting your shot. I shot my shot pretty hard, and both of them were 2 of the nicest people that I've dealt with. And well-received episodes. People couldn't believe I got them on the podcast. Cool moments for me. And a lot of, like, I don't get nervous for interviews. My job, professionally, outside of content creation, is interviewing athletes and writing stories about them. I was kind of nervous for those interviews because they were different. You know, they felt different. They felt like interviewing content creators for this pod, or for my podcast, is cool, but they were like people. You know, they were like real people. So those were cool for me. But Scott, thank you, and thank you for always supporting. And our last question today comes from Big Daddy X5. Oh, do I have to say it 5 times? Big Daddy, Big Daddy, Big Daddy, Big Daddy, Big Daddy. I feel like by 2 weeks into a season, using this year's format, every team is mostly the same. What are your thoughts on having stamina for every player? Similar to pitchers. I believe, so I haven't played franchise in a while. Ever. In MLB The Show. When the game was just called MLB, I used to play franchise all the time. And those players had an energy bar. The position players. And you had to cycle them out every so often to make sure they didn't get injured or so they performed well, blah, blah, blah. Someone tell me down below if franchise still does that. I have no idea. I don't know if that works in an online sense because it creates unnecessary RNG problems and injuries are not a thing. I guess maybe it could reduce things like PCI size or speed or reaction, but I feel like that's very gimmicky. I see where you're coming from, Big Daddy, and I'm not saying your idea is bad. I want to get that out of the way. And I'm not saying I disagree. I'm just saying that there would be things that need to be worked out, seriously worked out, before a system like that was implemented. I also think there are then limitations put on you because your bench is now only 4 people. I also think they would find a way to fuck up the coding because, like, in theory, DHing a player should count as a half day off and you should regen energy as a DH. I guarantee that they code that incorrectly. Also, do catchers lose stamina faster? Do shortstops lose stamina faster? Like, there's a lot of variables that go into this, and I don't know if I trust SDS currently to handle those variables. But it's an interesting point, it's an interesting concept, and it would create game-to-game changes in lineups. They can't even get pitcher stamina right, guys. I don't know if they can get position player energy right. So that is a record-breaking, record-setting, history-destroying, I don't know what that means, 10-minute mailbag. We answered 6 questions, good questions, great questions, phenomenal questions. And I'm running out of breath. I don't know what to say next. I appreciate you guys and all the support. I know I said it when I answered Scott's question earlier. I was a little reflective there. The support means a ton. The support you guys give me on this series especially means a lot because without your questions, I can't record this type of video. So make sure you keep leaving your questions down below. If for some reason I don't get to one of your questions, it's totally fine to copy pasta and do it again the next week. Put it out there. If I missed your question, it's not because I hate it. It's not because I think you're a silly willy. It's because I had some other questions I wanted to get to. So just keep putting it there. Eventually I'll get to it. I love you guys. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. Thank you for the support. I hope you are enjoying my content, the game's content, and all that type of stuff. Thank you for not giving up MLB The Show with Madden and other games coming out the door. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.